Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Dua. In this video, we are going to discuss a crucial topic in our education system. The question that often arises: are private schools better than public schools in Sindh, Pakistan? Well, we are about to find out in this video. So, as we all know that education is the backbone of any country's development. Without a strong education system, it's pretty hard for a nation to progress. So, in Pakistan, basically we have two main types of schools: public sector schools and private sector schools. The competition between these two dates back to when Pakistan gained independence. Over the years, private schools have made some impressive strides. They're often seen as having better facilities, more effective teaching methods, and overall higher educational standards. So, why do we need private schools? Well, public schools alone cannot handle the growing population. Private schools have stepped in to fill this gap. When it comes to quality and management, private schools usually come out on top. They are better managed, which creates a competitive environment that boosts education quality. Now, let's talk about teachers. Teachers are the heart and soul of any educational system. In private schools, there is a big emphasis on professional development. This means teachers are better trained, which leads to more effective teaching and better student performance. Now let's look at some key studies from the literature. Jimenez and Tan conducted studies in the mid-1980s to examine the impact of private schools in Pakistan. Despite the advancements in private education, they found that these schools only serve a small portion of the population, particularly excluding young women in rural areas. This is basically due to high tuition fees, which make private schools accessible only to wealthy families. Their research revealed that private school students consistently performed better than their counterparts in government schools. This raises important questions about accessibility and equity in education. Another study in 2002 by Indrabi et al. Provided some valuable insights into the role of private primary schools in Pakistan. They discovered that these schools are increasingly important in providing education, even though their fees are high. Surprisingly, they found that private schools are not just an urban elite, but are also accessible to middle and low-income groups, even in rural areas. The study highlighted that private schools generally have better qualified teachers, lower student-teacher ratios, and superior facilities compared to public schools. This suggests that private schools might be playing a crucial role in enhancing educational quality. Moving further, the study in 2006 conducted a comprehensive research in rural areas of Punjab, testing third-grade students in English, Urdu, and mathematics. Their findings confirmed that private school students consistently outperformed public school students across all subjects. This suggests that the differences in educational outcomes are more likely due to the quality of the schools themselves rather than the socioeconomic backgrounds of the students. Another study in 2010 in the Badin district compared the resources and outcomes of the public and private schools. They found that public schools were better in terms of physical and human resources. However, private schools offered better facilities and were more effective in advancing education, as evidenced by their students' superior performance in exams. This suggests that private schools in Badin are playing a great role in the educational development of the district. Lastly, the study in 2012 by El-Mani et al. Explored various stakeholders' perspectives on private schools in Sindh. Stakeholders were generally satisfied with the quality of teachers and their performance in private schools, but there was dissatisfaction with aspects such as oversight by officials, school facilities, the admission process, and monthly fees. This feedback highlights the areas where private schools are excelling and where there is room for improvement. After reviewing the literature, we basically highlighted three critical factors that significantly impact the choice and performance of private versus public schools: quality of education, medium of instruction, and school fees. Now let's take a closer look at each one of these. Private schools in Pakistan are often perceived to provide higher quality education compared to public schools. This has led to an increasing demand for private schooling. Studies show that private schools outperform public schools in terms of student outcomes. This is mainly due to the better facilities, structure, and teaching methods. Private school teachers also excel in professional development and assessments, setting a higher standard for education. In addition to this, private schools offer superior instruction in critical subjects like English, mathematics, and science, with many parents rating the quality as excellent compared to public schools. So, as we all know that in Pakistan, proficiency in English is highly valued for better job opportunities and global communication, making it an essential factor for parents when choosing schools. Private schools, which predominantly use English as the medium of instruction, are preferred over public schools that rely on Urdu. The emphasis on English, along with the discipline and reputation of private schools, drives many parents to favor private education for their children. Another one of the most crucial factors influencing the choice between public and private schools is the school fee. Higher costs, including fees, transportation, and materials, often prevent parents from choosing for private schools. Families with limited financial resources face a tough decision between investing in their children's education and the immediate financial support their children could provide by working. This financial dilemma often results in parents choosing public schools to save on costs. As Condoleezza Rice once said, education is a great equalizer. This quote perfectly captures the essence of our discussion today. Education has the power to level the playing field and provide equal opportunities for everyone, regardless of their background. But is that the case here in Sindh, Pakistan? When we look at the differences between public and private schools, we see disparities that challenge this ideal. Private schools often offer better facilities, more effective teaching methods, and higher quality education overall. However, their high fees make them accessible only to wealthier families, leaving many students in public schools with fewer resources and opportunities. This brings us back to Rice's quote, "If education is to truly be the great equalizer, we need to address these disparities and ensure that all children, regardless of which school they attend, have access to quality education." So, in conclusion, are private schools better than public schools in Sindh, Pakistan? Well, the answer is yes, but with some limitations. Private schools generally provide higher quality education, better facilities, and more effective teaching methods compared to public schools. They tend to perform better in key subjects like English, mathematics, and science. However, this comes at a cost, literally. The higher fees of private schools makes them accessible mainly to richest families only, leaving many students in public schools with fewer resources and opportunities. So, to bridge this gap, we suggest some recommendations, like implementing teacher training programs, expanding elementary education, promoting literacy schemes, and fostering public-private partnerships. Transforming public schools into English medium institutions and investing more resources in public schools are also crucial steps. Thank you so much for listening, and remember, education is not just about filling minds, but also about opening them to endless possibilities. Let's keep pushing for a brighter, more equitable future for all our students. Until then, take care and Allah Hafiz.